Alright, hey, what's up, boys? I feel like this video did not get enough views, so go ahead and head over to this video and give this man some love, give this man some views, because this is the, one of the racers for the Realm First on Onyxia. This was, like, about 4 months ago. I was, hoping to be a Realm First racer, too. I was personally fucking banned for 2 months, immediately upon this race starting. So it was like 5 hours before this race started. So our guild was taken out of the running because I was the main tank. They banned the main tank and guild master of another racing guild, and then this is from the Horde side racing guild that was gonna race them for Realm First. So our guild wasn't even able to compete in Blackwing Lair or Molten Core or any of the first bosses. So any of the phase 1, 0, 1, 2 content we got taken out of. And then this is the other guild. So we're starting the video at 7 minutes and 4 seconds in, but this will be the full video. I'm going to react to it.
Hello to everyone.
We're going to
I
go full screen.
understand this situation won't be important to many people, but I think it's crucial to address what happened in yesterday's.
So I agree. He's opening up his video saying it's crucial that if you're playing on Warmane, you understand that this server is full of corrupt GMs that don't care about the player experience and they only want to make sure that they enjoy the game themselves. This is a private server at the end of the day, but this isn't an actual business that cares about its players. Warmane has actively gone ahead and banned people for no reason. They've muted people for no reason. I've been the victim of much scrutiny from the Warmane GMs as well as many of my friends. I've been muted for a whole day just because they didn't like me and they didn't want me. Like I called somebody out on trolling a raid. I kicked them from a raid, and I was banned for 2 weeks at the start of the thing. And the reason why was it was called a loot ban that I had done. Right, a guy joins our raid, ninja pulls the boss, trolls. He Hearthstone's out of the raid. I kick him from the raid, and he reported me, and I got banned for ninja. Like their reasoning for banning me was ninja looting in raids. Even though he was obviously a troll. And they said you cannot kick somebody from a raid without having rolled off the loot for any boss they had participated in a kill for, regardless of what their actions may have been to impact the current raid that you're in. So that was the reasoning that they had banned me for, and this was because I had raided on Ice Crown and kicked a troll. Um, they had not banned me before for any reasons ever before. I was playing on the server 7 years. I've never been banned, never had any problems with the GMs, but because I was running a racing guild against them, that is the reason that they banned me. They pulled up some random reason out of their ass and they banned me. Note, this is their server. This isn't your server. No matter how much you donate, if you donate $50,000, it's their server. Ownership is never under yours. So do not get this confused with me just complaining. These guys were also screwed. As you can see, this is Tranquility. I'll show you the video.
First Molten Core run on Warmane's new fresh vanilla server.
This was back in November when the server had launched.
Honestly, my goal with this short video is to get attention from Warmane staff and try to wake them up and fix some, I would say, pretty basic issues.
Yeah, so what's being addressed is the fact that Warmane had bugged out the server, where Major Domo would spawn without the water douse runes in Molten Core. If you know anything about Molten Core, there are 8 bosses, 7 water douses needed, Aqual Quintessences, and you need to remove these to be able to unlock the last 2 bosses, Major Domo and Ragnaros. What had been happened is the server was bugged, and instead of stopping the race or making it where they couldn't continue and whatnot, they had allowed the guild that Infamous was in. Infamous is the Game Masters Guild, right? They had allowed their guild to continue going, and they didn't inform the other racing guild until almost 10 minutes after the fact that they would officially announce that they were keeping the game bugged, and you can complete the raid without doing the water douses. So they had removed the necessity to do the water douses without informing the other guilds or telling them until much after the fact.
Rather than sit here and ask for a reset of race, which I know it won't happen, but at least there will be more light to this disappointing round first story. First, to give quick insight to people that don't know, for Vanilla Classic Molten Core,
Here you got him explaining how Major Domo spawns. You need an Aqua Quintessence. You could just Google all this information, but this is how you summon Ragnaros. Start at the instance entrance. Uh, right here, the GM pulls up into their raid.
we come across a very rare situation where GM of server visited us in raid.
As you can see right here. Hey guys, just want to let you guys know, we have a pending fix for the water douses. However, Major Domo has been despawned now due to the pending fix. The Realm First race will continue when you are able to do douses. Right? So they had informed the raid ahead of time. The boss is despawned. You're not going to be able to do him until the water douses are done and completable. So you're going to be able to clear the rest of the raid until him.
As we are clearing our way to Solfaran, he said, "Just wanted to let you guys know that we have a pending fix for the DAOs. However, Majordomo Executus has been despawned now due to this pending fix. The round first race will continue when you are able to douse. Again, Majordomo is boss before Ragnaros, which cannot be started before you douse those 7 bosses I mentioned earlier. So
Okay. So what happens here? Oh shoot. We proceed. Let's continue. They go. They go. They go. They kill Sulfuron. Right. Boom. Keep moving. Keep moving. They go into the raid. And then right here, this is Game Master.
GM
Game Master Malako. Right there. As you can see, we did Water
also
Douse
comes in
quest, bro.
again
Let us
saying,
race.
"You guys can douse after the restart."
You guys can
Again,
douse after the
right
restart.
before reset, we get information that Guild from Alliance, who was considered as contender for round first, is already on Majordomo.
Yeah, so what happens right here, the reason why Infamous should not be able to do the boss and get ahead of them is because the island where Luke there's only one NPC that can give you the water douse to proceed in the raid. It is the Duke right here, Duke Hydraxis. To get your water douse quest, you have to speak to this guy, turn in the quest after killing the bosses and turning in their hands. So Infamous has to go over to this guy and turn in the hands to be able to get the water douses. The Horde control the island. The Horde are summoning players to the island with warlocks, right? So they have a second, third account, or they have like 50 guild members running the race, right? They're the support, and then there are the active raiders. There's 25 people in the raid, and then there's the warlocks here on the island, plus the guild members that are not in the raid, but they're controlling the island so they can maintain control of the island and get realm first, right? So the Horde essentially outnumber the Alliance, and they have control of the island, so mathematically it is impossible for Infamous to be able to douse Major Domo or douse the runes and summon Major Domo. And so we are about to witness the fix into why and how this happens. How does Infamous gain the realm first achievement, even though they have no possibility of doing so?
How are they doing Majordomo? What? They're doing Majordomo. How? Are you joking? Who is doing it? Infamous is doing Majordome right now.
But it's gonna be like.
But they needed houses.
I don't know, like
Wasn't it this one?
So as you can clearly see, they're hearing and watching the stream. Infamous is doing Major Domo. The boss actually was indeed not despawned. So the group is waiting at Hydraxis and waiting for the water douse fix to happen. They're actively trying to get the water douse, but Infamous is just going ahead and having the boss summoned regardless.
What the fuck?
Did they stop it for
Yeah,
us
they
because
did.
we're ahead? Oh, no, they're ahead now then.
I have no idea what happened.
Doesn't matter. They didn't came for first quest. I know for sure. We have people here.
The
Like,
thing is, they said like they don't have
No,
the
but
houses anymore.
if Mayordomo spawned, didn't need those.
yeah, right, right.
Request don't mind.
As you can see, they do a world server down, but Infamous is clearly able to kill Major Domo and continue without having any problems. So proceeding, they're still dealing with the server being down, and now the server is back up. This is like almost 10 minutes after the fact, but here you go.
This was very crucial blow to our guild. Loss of focus, pressure to hurry and catch up to them, bad communication, and overall just complete shift in mindset balance. Let's not even talk about the countless hours spent in and out of raid to prepare for essential Ragnaros encounter. Up until the first interaction with GM, we were cold-headed, very small mistakes, and with good macro execution, cleared most part of instance. Of course, we cannot blame anyone but ourselves for how
That's bullshit. They can easily blame Warmane because Warmane has always compromised the integrity of their server in favor of getting money and getting paid, in favor of making their GMs happy, and they will continue to do so in the future. If it comes to Realm First, if it comes to banning people they don't like, they will ban you. If a GM just doesn't like you, they will ban you. They will blatantly break their own rules and policies that they have in place. Oh, you have to do something wrong to do this. You have to misspeak. You have to say this or do that, and you have to go above and beyond. You have to ninja. No, none of it matters. It's a private server. They own the shit, and the people on the staff team will abuse their power and punish you unfairly. This is shown in this video perfectly right
this
here.
information impacted us. But you can't put a blind eye on certain things relating to this. What I mean by that is first, there were talks from way earlier.
Yeah, so far, Warmane GM being part of the competing alliance guild. So in Infamous, the fact that you're breaking the integrity of your thing is you should not have any members of your staff in a competing Realm First guild. If a member of the staff team is in a competing guild, they have an unfair advantage because they can see the code, they can see all of it, and it's very suspicious, at the very least, if not blatantly obvious that they were cheating. GM that was assistant the GM that was assisting in live racing questionability is in Infamous, right? So the guy literally was in the other guild while they were racing. You cannot have a non-biased partisanship when you're literally the composition, right? You're the opposition. I mean, you're in the ops. It's Infamous versus Tranquility, and the staff member in charge of like making sure it's regulated proper. It's like saying we have investigated ourselves and we found ourselves guilty of no wrongdoing. This is very obvious. Delayed information regarding Major Domo spawn.
Test version of this server stream their run.
Yeah, so the guy literally goes into Twitch and tells them this was a mess up on our end. Quite literally tells them it's a mess up in our end, but does not rectify it in any regards.
Just to of 7 minutes after reset.
Oh yeah, and then the worst part.
Anymore. Why didn't we get instant notification that Majordomo is spawned again and not whole 7 minutes after reset? To end the clown fiesta of events, exactly 7 minutes and 15 seconds after reset,
Right there. He pulls up into the raid again. 7 minutes, 15 seconds in. Hey guys, no dousing is going to be needed for this week. You'll be able to fight Ragnaros after Major Domo Executus is dead. Best of luck. Ha 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 ha. So what happens is, because these guys are ahead, the GMs, the staff members of Warmane, literally stop their raid, tell them you're not going to be able to douse, and to not proceed. And they completely screw this guild over on continuing, because the other guild that the staff members are in are behind, right? So, oh shit, we're losing the race. Yo, John, I know you're part of the staff team. Go join the other guild's race real quick and tell them that they need to stop. All right? Yeah, I got you. I'll stop them. And then they do it, and now you got this shit show. You got some fucking major BS, if I say so myself. This is like absolutely terrible what's going on here, but here you can see this stuff being done in the light of day.
GM shows up one last time saying, no dosing is needed for this week. You will be able to fight Ragnaros after Majordomo is dead. Now you can probably imagine the guild's morale after saying this. If it was not low by now, then GM's announcement sealed the deal. Having everything considered so far, let's talk at all.
As you can see, before we end this, right there, everyone is fucking watching you. It quite literally is true. Warmane had 12,000 players. 12,000 on Onyxia. The server was booming. 12,000 players with almost 5,000 people trying to sign in at all points. It was like vanilla launch all over again. Onyxia was the biggest private server you will ever have seen. It was on par with Nostalrius in terms of population, like how crazy it was. Its server was huge. It had the potential of fucking everything. This was going to be one of the best vanilla servers ever. And they compromised the integrity, and everybody in Tranquility can see it. Everybody's watching their stream. There was hundreds, almost 1,000 people watching this stream, seeing this. And I mean, it's crazy because, you know, it's a private server and how you stream it on Twitch. Like, but whatever. Everybody's watching. And immediately after this event, the server goes from like 15,000 people, like 18,000 people. The very next day, there's like 7,000 people at peak hours, the highest right like you can get in a single day. The server had lost over 60% of its population, give or take, in just a day. Now, mind you, they had banned the guild master of another guild that was gonna race with them. My guild, me. They had messed with these guys, and they had stopped their race to make sure that Infamous can get ahead. And then what they had done was they had one of their guild members from the start of the server join our guild, spend 4 months in the guild. He literally cried in Discord, weeping and crying tears. His name was Barcode. He was weeping in our Discord, crying about how much he loves the guild and how much effort he put into the guild. He joins our guild, spends 4 months, day in and day out, grinding for the guild, doing stuff for the guild, raiding, pumping, doing good damage. We promote him to an officer. He presses a button and instantly kicks 750 of our guild members all at once. And he laughs at us, and he says, by the way, I'm David. I'm happy to destroy your guild. Fuck you guys. And then he joins Infamous immediately after. And then members of Infamous come joining our Discord, joining our guild, and the biggest problem with what they had done was there was like 500 people in our guild and in our Discord, so they were all part of Warmane. And these guys had been in the guild for forever, so they just instantly rejoined the guild, and they're like, why did they do this? And Infamous players keep joining our guild. David sends his regards. David sends his regards, as if it was like some glorifying edict that made him the best player ever, right? Now, all hail the David that kicked people out of the guild, but our guild quickly had recovered, and I had realized at that point Warmane was no longer worth playing on. So I gave I gave up playing on Onyxia, and I had moved completely. We played on Icecrown for a couple of months until Whitemane dropped their new server, and now we're playing on Whitemane. They have the PTR up, and Whitemane is an infinitely better server, by the way. If you don't know, now you know. So check out Whitemane Frostmourne. It's being released very soon. I made a video like before this video why I quit Warmane. Got like 2,000 views, tons of views. Everybody's leaving Warmane for Whitemane. They had went back to Turtle WoW. Everybody quit Onyxia. So Warmane is dying. The cheating, the favoritism, the bullshit, the pay to win, everything has been so blatantly obvious. Everyone's leaving Warmane. The server is faking their numbers harder now than they ever have. There's bots everywhere. There's cheating everywhere. The majority of the numbers are multi-boxers. I'd shared the information with my guild members at the time, and I told John to go ahead and take over guild mastership, and I told him to make a new guild, and so John was able to make a new guild on Onyxia, and he's moving over to Whitemane with me, so I'm glad to have my boys come back and play on Whitemane with me. Very hyped to play on a different server than Warmane. I'm completely done with this shit server. But as you can see, I'm gonna continue with the video and finish the video. But long story short, they have abused their privileges and powers as game masters, and they have not had unbiased or like respectable rules in their shit. Right, like their server is supposed to be non-bias, non-favoritism, and just selling everybody an experience, and they have like completely destroyed this. They bug out the content, rebug the content, do this and that, always in favor of the guilds that they're running. So
Having everything
continue
considered
with
so
this.
far, let's talk at all questionable turns of events, which I consider wrong, but you can judge yourself. The GM showing in our raid back and forth while we are racing was not needed. Just the fact that he gave two different important informations in span of 20 minutes is enough of bad reason. Why did GM lie to us that everyone had douses when we had people from our guild standing in Ashara, summoning for quest, and no alliance player was there? Why was there no announcement about very important mechanic to be able to finish Molten Core? We even made a ticket a week ago asking. It would literally take you 5 seconds to answer. No, you don't need, or yes, you need. Why was there no answer even in-game about the very same thing? Spamming around 20 tickets asking the same thing, 17 hours before launch. Isn't staff member being part of Realm First Race Guild very suspicious activity? Being sorry and apologizing is not what we want after something like this. I say this because roughly 6 to 8 hours after race, they posted on forum announcement regarding the race. I linked in description so you can take time to read it yourself. I will go through the most important stuff though. We take full responsibility for not noticing that Runes of Voiding were working as on Wrath of the Lich King expansion, meaning that they are automatically deactivated on boss kill. As we are responsible for checking that the game works as intended, we should have been more vigilant in our testing. We extend our sincere apologies for any inconvenience this may have caused. Should have, could have, would have, and apologizing is not it. Very weak and unneeded response. We all know you fucked up. Alliance Guild knows as well, trust me. We needed much better response, even during raid, and not sending your minion to spread bullshit information, which not only it was of no help, but it had negative impact too. If you
Very blatant, obviously, that they did this to give favoritism towards the staff members guild and to make sure the staff members guild had won the race. And the staff members guild had won the race for this, had won the race for every single raid and every single activity going up to this point, and will continue to win the race for every single raid and activity on Onyxia. This is how it works on Warmane. This happened everywhere on Warmane. Frostmourne raids, dungeons, favoritism, free stuff from the shop. I mean, I seen a fucking picture that 4 Edge Masters had dropped in a single dungeon of BRD. a screenshot where 4 edge masters are need or greed on your screen. That doesn't just normally happen. That's not possible for these guys. It's ridiculous.
take full, but by that point, it was too late. You're saying you didn't want to give other raids advantage. So, in order to keep the spirit of competition as fair as it can be under the circumstances, the fix was scheduled with the following restart that would only affect the new raid IDs.
Wait, so let me get this straight. In order to make it fair, the fix will only happen to new raid IDs. Meanwhile, old raid IDs can just go ahead and clear all the content without waiting or stopping or anything, huh? That makes sense. So you go into the ops raid, you tell them that they can't continue, you tell them that the shit is bugged, and that there's no reason to even continue. You force them to stop, and you let your raid get ahead. I don't believe it. This is ridiculous.
If you think this is fair, I sincerely question your morals. Having thoughts about this race being faulty, scripted in favor of one guild, and almost blatant cheating is higher and higher. Then we just have a bunch of laughable and miserable statements how their staff gave false information during raid. Yeah, you don't say. Why would you give any information during live racing if it's not certain? They also say how this may not be the ideal solution. Well, depends who you ask, friends, right? For the end note on my part, this is just very demoralizing after spending a week of preparing. You need to realize how important that portion of time was spent doing quests, as elementals were farmed until 6 AM on the day of race. Instead, that time could have been used for consumables, enchants, gearing up, and all other essential activities to increase quality of clearing first raid as fast as possible. Please have in mind, and this is very important part, by not getting any response about dowsing, we just had to do it. Imagine we had everything prepared and coming into race relying on just pure luck. You can't have that kind of mindset if your only goal is to do everything required to finish race first. I simply cannot believe that Alliance Guild ignored it when they were hungry for round first as much as we were. There comes a very big and crucial question.
The fact is there was a game master inside the guild Infamous with insider information knowing that the fix for the Water Douse quest would not happen before the realm first, and that they would not be patching it out. So they had told their entire guild, do not worry about the water douses. It will not be patched out. Just worry about getting gear, getting consumables, and getting stronger and stronger for the raid, when the raid happens. Okay, make sure you have your world buffs, make sure you're ready to go, and you're able to get it done with all the damage and everything that you could possibly muster. So they pull up to the raid, fully decked out in pre-raid bis and everything, completely going ahead and farming all the content, getting as strong as possible, leveling to 60, doing as much damage and everything that they can do, right? Meanwhile, this guild is doing what you're normally supposed to do, getting your Water Douse quest done, farming your honor system and whatnot, just to figure out, oh, by the way, it's bugged, and the other guild had all the preparation in the world to get stronger than you. Okay, bye! It's ridiculous.
Did they know about it? Having some sort of illicit
Did they know
communication
about it?
with
Yes, they
server
knew
staff?
about it.
If Warmane didn't fuck up as they admitted, by default, Alliance Guild would not be able to finish run and things will be different. I would really like to hear your opinion about this in comments, even if you don't play on Warmane. I would also like some staff member to answer most important and question things relating to these events.
Alright, so, as you can clearly see, nobody was happy about this. I play on Horde side, my guild was going nuts over this. I'm from Empire, stay strong, we're both at it the right way. They can't take that away from us, from Tranquility. Love Warmane, have had a lot of fun there, but there's a reason why I went over to Classic WoW. Great video. Sorry to hear that this happened. Old officer of the Broken Empire. Their members don't even know that they cheated. Their GM of the guild fucked up, and they still got the realm first. Total BS. I told the raider that they messed up. They say no one else did. My reply is BO, you didn't loot the hands, the bosses despawned and you couldn't loot the hands, talking them out of the race, yet the GM ignored his failure, like you said, not a single alliance at the DOS quest, a lot of BS. The worst part about this is... What the fuck? The worst part about this is the fact that Infamous players didn't even know about the Water Douse quest or anything in regards to it, and they were just doing damage and going through the raid as if it was a normal raid. They were like, oh, we just kill everything, right? So these guys didn't even know that they were cheating. It's crazy. Seriously, how can you call yourself a serious world first guild on Warmane? Warmane isn't serious. It's a fucking joke. Like, bro, anybody outside of Warmane looks at Warmane and realizes that this server is beyond one of the worst servers to play on. It's an absolute clown fiesta. Sadly, there are too many Balkan clowns on Warmane. It's a shame. Alright, that's a bit racist, but it's just more hate towards Warmane. I don't think this is acceptable. This should be taken down. Um, Bug main, we clean molten core and stitches in 1 hour. And of course, no, it's not vanilla since Nostarius. There have been no good classic servers. Let's be realistic. First of all, the fault is on Warmane devs since this was brought to their attention as a potential issue way before beta, along with other issues. Second, you guys were clearly more prepped in terms of the dowsing, and Infamous was more prepped in terms of raid comp and consumables because they had the time to do so with no time lost on dowsing farm during prep week. But Infamous also had way more beta hardened players. In the raid, so lots of fresh people knowing exactly what to do, and Infamous raid leads are top notch if both guilds were on the same start line. For example, no dousing or both have to do douse. Infamous would have won. This is wrong. This guy is very delusional. Thirdly, lastly, the whole dousing mechanic is just stupid and will kill the raid experience for 99% rest of Onyxia player base. They should just keep it off completely. Worst case, the next guilds will not clear Ragnaros for weeks due to lame honor and douse farms. Ultimately, people get fed up with the grind, server population drops, give people their 2 months of tier 1 without an unnecessary grind. Yeah, we should just remove mechanics from vanilla and make it a completely special server because the complete server community can't figure it out because they're all too stupid and dumb. That's a terrible take. This guy is ridiculous. Please don't talk about things you don't know. You were both wrong. Trank leaders are top 4 in the world. We have progress people. And consumable wise, we didn't have double than them. We had probably close to 5 times what they had, at least, if not more. So I remember this. Tranquility was absolutely ahead of Infamous. They have realm first players, world first players all over the globe. Tranquility had people from the original Progress Guild back in Vanilla. They had players from like all over, right? And fucking from Paragon, from Progress. Like their guild was stacked, okay? If I were to join any guild, I decided to play Alliance and like we decided to play casually, but if I were to play Horde, I probably would have gave up raid leading and joined Tranquility so I could help them win. Tranquility was by far the better guild. Infinitely better. Infamous has players that can't even compete with the average Joe on Warmane, right? I can't get it. Why people still play in private servers? Pathetic. Very intelligent argument. How much time did it take for you to come up with? Honestly, if you want to play on Warmane, you play for fun. You do not play for competition because Warmane is very blatantly, obviously cheating in all regards. They are going to do whatever they want. They'll ban whoever they want. Warmane is a meme, not a server. I 100% agree with that. All right. Anyways, I think you guys have gotten the point. If you guys are still playing on Warmane, I'm sorry. I hope you change your mind. This server is not worth playing on. Whitemane and other servers are way better. If you need other servers besides Whitemane, you don't like Whitemane, Circle WoW is a good server, maybe WoWmania, Turtle WoW for Classic, Apollo WoW for Cataclysm, uh, Fell Song for Legion. All of these servers are viable options. So if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys realize that Warmane is very disgusting of a server. Bye bye.